TJ, welcome to Pillow Talk. Let's get to it. My 33 male boyfriend and I, 32 female, cannot come to an understanding about his 36 female lingering coworker. Some drama I smell, if I was able to smell, but I could just feel the tension by reading that. Okay, let's start reading the whole story. So this issue started about 2 years ago when I noticed his Teams chat with his coworker. I saw her name at the top of his work chat often, so I decided to take a look and found messages of her pinging him for any little thing. She would even try to talk to him about her personal life. I can see where you're having some doubts, but maybe that's the only person that she can relate to. I don't know. Let's keep reading. She would also refer to him by his first name every time she messaged him, something he has even said is done to get someone's attention. Well, how would you say his name? Isn't like your first name supposed to be whatever? But it was something about her messages that was a red flag to me. I made a red flag logo, so I understand what you mean. It was that she was trying so hard to get his attention. Things that could have gone in the public were, so they were texting in private chats instead of in the group chat. Okay, sorry. I got confused a little bit there. But like, what else are you supposed to call him? Like Mr. or coworker? We have names for a reason. At least he's not calling him daddy. That's all I'm just saying. Okay. Things that could have gone wrong in public work group chats were instead sent to my boyfriend. Maybe some people open up to others without actually being actuated. I feel like I know this word, but I just can't pronounce it. But to me, it seems like there's more than he's letting on. I did notice little things like how she would say generally a lot in her messages, and my boyfriend eventually started using generally. Also, okay, I generally see what you're talking about. And almost everything he said. It's like a mimic thing. Like you start copying off of like friends and stuff like that. Like when you're around them so long, you know what I mean? You just start mimicking off of each other, which is fine. Anyway, he also started watching videos about jiu-jitsu. She does, this is like a hard thing for me to say. She does jiu-jitsu. Oh my God. She also talked about it with him in her work messages. It seemed to me like he was taking an interest in her hobby, but he said it was because he watched Joe Rogan a lot and jiu-jitsu would come up on his streams. That actually does happen. If you start watching something, it'll start popping up on like YouTube, for instance, Instagram, all those social medias. So that could be just a thing as well. So I confronted him about his work friend again, to which he said they weren't friends and they didn't even talk. Well, it could just be, I don't know. That's kind of a little shady, because like you're saying you're not friends and they don't even talk, but there's messages of like talking back and forth. So we argued a little bit more, and he eventually said he wasn't going to talk to her unless it was related to work. Yeah, some people don't want other people to start talking with their employees like outside of work, which I understand, but I'm not that type of person that's like, you can't talk to that person for no reason. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever. Time went on and the topic was eventually dropped. He accepted a new position and moved to a different location for work. Still the same job, just different area of the city. And that was that. Like, that sucks that you had to like move your whole, like, I know he still had the same job, but move from a different location just so she could be happy. Like, at least they weren't flirting or like I said, calling him daddy or whatever. He just wanted her to shut the fuck up. Well, as of last Wednesday, he told me that she's now working in the same location. Okay, so that's a little odd. That's odd. In the same department, but with a different manager. Their job title is still the same though, and I just know that this is going to start up again. She's going to I think she means pursue. It says purse him again. It could be my paranoia. It could be your paranoia also. But you also have to have trust in a relationship, like a 100% trust. Because if you don't have that trust, it's not gonna end well. I'm sorry to say that, but it is. Unfortunately, I have been cheated on so many times. Trust issues because of what happened in her past. She has trauma from all that, and that's a sad thing because I know people that share that same thing and they can't get away from that trust. Sorry, my cat is trying to get on my lap. Oh, my cat wants to really come up here. He could maybe be the star of this show. Say hi to everybody. I know he looks grumpy, but he's not. He's always happy. Okay, you gotta get down, buddy. I'm sorry. I saved him from the outside. He's my forever kitty. Okay. Unfortunately, I have been cheated on many times. Usually it was with my partner cheating with a coworker. Oh, I see why you have to have trust. Oh my God. I feel so bad for her because if that was me, I would be like, kind of like what she's doing, but because that happened to me, and not with my husband, but like a long time ago when I first started dating and stuff like that. So I kind of understand, but the thing is, you gotta do the trust thing or you're never gonna move on, and it's just it's a sad boat to sail. It really is. So you could see how I'm uneasy and anticipating the worst. Yes, I can. I really can. He doesn't see it from my perspective, though. He actually should understand because of what you went through, but also you need to start learning how to trust. I know that's easier said than done, you know what I mean? But you have to, or it'll just ruin whatever relationships you guys are, like, you have or will have, like, in the future, or just in general, even like friends and stuff like that. And that's the frustrating part, yeah, which I can understand. He's never been cheated on, so he doesn't truly know how I'm feeling. He says that they never actually talked a lot, that they never message a lot either. It's all in my head and I'm making it into something it's not. I don't know what to do at this point. I don't want to live my life worrying about her and what they do at work together. I've been through so much betrayal that I'm done with situations like this. Any advice would be appreciated. The thing is, like I said, it's a tough one because you need that trust. You need it, and you gotta, like, for him, he'd never been cheated on, so he doesn't understand. But also, they're just talking, not that much, you know what I mean? And you're having a lot of paranoia. But the thing is, there's always going to be a female coworker there that's going to get a little friendly with your boyfriend and stuff like that. But the thing is, that doesn't mean anything by it. He can have a female friend. That does not have to do with any stuff. Now, when you actually see like flirting text messages, like I said before, daddy, or whatever you want to call it, that's when you should start worrying. But that's the only advice I could really give you is you just gotta trust your own partner. Because if not, it's gonna always be in the back of your mind 100%, and it's gonna eat you up. And sorry if I'm talking like this, I'm sick. I can't even breathe. But it's gonna eat you up, and you'll never find. It's gonna actually push him away. But let's see what the commenter said. Okay, somebody wrote a long one. Ready for another book? I can see it from both sides. Exactly. Like I kind of think I said that before, but that's what I was thinking as well. I know I've definitely been in a position at work where another colleague becomes a bit clingy and needy, or someone who just wants another work pal. Yeah, it's like they could have just wanted a work friend, you know what I mean? And nothing is actually wrong with that. Anyway, and is trying to connect through someone's shared interests. I could relate. Yeah, I could. I don't see any red flags from your partner. Yeah, I really actually don't. The only one red flag is the woman going there. But also, like, I don't know, maybe it's just a coincidence that she had to move to that other, because they're in the same department or something, like, I think, if I could remember. He even said he would keep their chats strictly work related from now on to help your anxiety about the situation. That's true. That tells me he cares and sees where you're coming from, and I find it hard to think this girl went completely out of her way to change workplaces just to be closer to your boyfriend. But stranger things have happened. If he sticks to his word and still keeps it professional, then I think you should give him the benefit of the doubt that he is not a party to whatever this looks like to you. I can see what else he can do from his end that would help, honestly. I hope he's doing better than I am, because I can't think straight. He has to work with this person, so it's not like he can completely cut communication with her. That's what I was saying before. He can't, like, because he has to work with her, like, that's like in every job. Like, there's always gonna be that female. Even if it wasn't a female, it could have been a male, and she could have been totally fine with it. Because it's a female, she's being so paranoid because it's a female. But to be fair, if there's nothing untoward happening, it would be a bit unhealthy for a partner to stop engaging with a coworker just to put you at ease, you know? I also see it from your perspective, especially with what you have dealt with in the past. I would ask what you are doing, have done, are planning on doing about your past trauma from being cheated on, because it's definitely going to affect your relationship with your partner and even future relationships, and if it doesn't work out between the two of you. That's what I fucking said. Thank you, whoever this is. God bless you. That's what I said. That's true, because like I said, I witnessed it before so many times. So this guy's advice said, my advice is to be vulnerable and have heart to heart. I bet you this person watched Stranger Things, because there's so many Stranger Things referenced in here, because I'm a fan. So I feel like that's what it is here. Okay. I am having a hard time with this new relationship you have in your life, because it feels like this person, who from my perspective was quite demanding of your attention more than normal, has now moved jobs to seemingly be closer to you. I understand my security is a factor in the new way that I'm feeling, and also understand and appreciate the effort you've gone to help me feel less anxious about the situation in regards to keeping your communication strictly work related. Thank you for helping me with that, and I just thought it would be good to let you know where my head is at, and that our relationship is really important to me, that I want us to be open and honest. That's actually sweet. I think that was like, what's it called? The heart to heart, like, idea for her. that commenter like helped her with, saying this is what you should maybe say. OP responded saying, I really appreciate you taking the time to see this from both sides and for validating that my past experience play a role here. I agree with my partner responding by keeping things strictly work related. It shows his willingness to meet me where I'm at, and I appreciate that. And I also hear what you're saying about not jumping to conclusions or asking for unrealistic boundaries at work. That's not what I want either. I've also been to a couple of therapists. That's actually good for you, because I think you actually might need some therapy to help with, like you said, the past trauma, the cheating. You need to regain it or whatever. And talked about my experiences, just not this one. I feel it's a good idea to go back and talk things through, maybe include him so he can see where I'm coming from. Yeah, exactly. Like, say, hey, if this is what she means, I've been going to therapy because of this or something, this is actually really bothering me, he can maybe open up. You never know. You have to also communicate. Like I always say in every episode, communicate and trust. That's like 2 important things in a relationship. Well, 3 is spicy time too, but there's none of that in here to even be talked about. But like, you have to communicate. You have that trust for people, in people. I know she had bad trauma in the past, and that all like made her what she is now and stuff like that, which is sad, you know. But she has to get that trust and then put the rest in the garbage. Like, toss that shit. Because then she'll be free. She'll feel free. Honestly, she will. That's coming from experience. Okay, well, you tell me what you guys think about this. That one was actually a pretty good one. But yeah, tell me in the comments down below. Please like and subscribe, and thank you. Bye.